So I was introduced to the idea of a career coach from my mentors probably a decade ago in my mid-career. And I had a couple of coaches, and I wasn't really sure the purpose or the benefit. And then a good colleague recommended Gail. And I said, well, I owe it to myself to give it a try, in large part because I trusted this person who was recommended Gail. At the time I entered into coaching with Gail, I don't know if broken is the right word, but I was heavy. See the light behind me? There wasn't a lot of sunshine. It felt dark and heavy. And through a lot of work led by Gail, I really was able to transform the way that I think and approach my work. But not only my work, but my personal and my professional approach to life. And the work was hard work. It was really sort of digging deep into where am I? How did I get here? And where do I want to go? And then, working on skills to build the skills to get me to where I wanted to be. One of the remarkable things about Gail and her style is she doesn't forget a thing you tell her. And she reminds you of your strengths. And she knows those strengths because she pulls them out in our sessions together. And she gives us homework. And that homework sort of helps us flex our muscles to be that person that we want to be. And so what I would say about where I was and where I am now is a work in progress, continuing to evolve and learn. It's easy to revert back to sort of that dark, heavy place. And the work that I continue to do with Gail helps me to move forward towards that lighter space where it's brighter and I have more joy. And I'll sort of say one more thing, and that is when I met Gail, she said, what are you looking for? What are you trying to achieve? And that question I landed in the space of, I wanted to be more than do. I wanted to be being in my space and in my presence rather than always doing. And I have definitely struck a better balance of being than doing. But I am always tempted to revert back. And so the work with Gail continues to support me in being instead of always doing. I would say the benefits are exponential. I'm as productive as I was before. I wouldn't say I'm more productive, but I've always been productive. So I'm as productive, but perhaps I'm able to compartmentalize what I do. I'm more present with my family. I have less guilt about prioritizing things that make me feel better and help me take better care of myself. Gail and I refer to the healthy Tracy, always in pursuit of the healthy Tracy. Sleeping more, exercising more, being more present with the people that I care about, while also not losing the productivity. And just sort of quelling sort of that guilty feeling of sort of stepping away from the work, because the work never really goes away. I would say, like anything in life, you have to find a fit and a partner. As I said, I've tried a couple of coaches until I found Gail. For me, Gail was a good fit because she was able to sort of allow me to be authentic with myself and honest with myself about what I was looking for, not tell me what to do, but guide me in what I really wanted. And so, I'm not going to lie, it's hard work. Sometimes I get on my calls and I'm like, can I do this today? Because you have to really dig deep. But I'm always grateful at the end of a session because I feel enlightened. I feel like I have tools to get me through the challenges that I know are ahead of me. And I know I have someone I can count on to sort of bring me back to my authentic self. Very early on, Gail helped me see what my sort of morals and sort of what's the word I'm looking for? So my values, like what are the values that I have for myself that I want to sort of instill in how I approach my professional career. And we landed on the 3 C's, which I have since tattooed on my arm. And the first one is courage. Courage to take risks, to quell the imposter syndrome, to take risks and take up space. That C was coupled with confidence and calm so that I could balance courage with the confidence to do the work, but also the calm in sort of knowing that, you know, it doesn't always have to be that heavy. And then the result of that is I've completely changed my academic affiliation. I have left the institution I was at for over 20 years, and I had the courage to go after my dream job, which I just started, and continuing to do the Wonder Woman pose and build the courage to take on this new professional journey for myself, but only because I was able to sort of develop those skills and use my 3 C's. More so than I ever thought before. And so it just gives you the energy. Sometimes, you know, when I started, I felt just sort of like, is it really worth it? Do I really want to continue to do this? And I think these skills and this relationship that I've developed with Gail give me sort of the motivation and the energy to keep going and be excited about it. No, I'm thankful that I had the courage to take the leap and to trust the process and to be persistent and consistent in the process, because it's not a one and done. It's not a one and done. You have to be committed. And I think you also have to ask your colleagues around you to give you the space and the commitment to sort of invest in this professional growth. It's not, you know, it's not cheap, right? And so somebody has to pay for it. And I've been fortunate that I've had resources to support me in that process. And I realize not everybody does. So I think it's more and more expected in our professional growth to have resources to support our you know, personal professional growth. And so I would just encourage others to ask, because they might be surprised by the response that they get from their environment.